Hello everyone, my name is Taylor.
And I am Ray. And everyone is probably on their seat like, whoa, what's gonna happen next in this playthrough, yes?
That's Peyton.
Well, what we're gonna do next, because I know that everyone is super on the edge of their seat, is water level.
It's kinda great, really. It's like the other water levels, but the water's green.
You know what terrifies me? The ocean. Also planes. I am convinced that one day I'm gonna die from an airplane crashing into the ocean.
Statistically unlikely.
No, I have this superstition that whatever thing you have the most anxiety about, that's the thing that's destined to kill you one day.
Well, that couldn't work because then kids who are destined to die from a peanut butter allergy would be afraid of peanut butter more than anything.
I mean, if you could die from peanuts, would you not be more afraid of that than anything?
I don't know, I feel like I'd be more afraid of, like, wolves.
But also afraid of peanuts. You probably have an anxiety. You lay awake at night thinking about like, man, one of these days I'm gonna go to a restaurant and they're not gonna ask me about my allergy, and then bam, Peanut's dead. Peanuts are a shifty nut, yes. Why do you need that shell, Peanut? What are you hiding? Well, they're hiding peanuts. Why hide? Yes. Oh, I know how we could tie peanuts into the Donkey Kong Let's Play. So, Diddy now fires peanuts from a peanut gun. That's neat, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, trivial information, that's neat.
Yeah, frickin' neat, right? And I think it's kind of neat because, I didn't play any of the N64 games or whatever. Like, I missed out on a certain amount of Donkey Kong. And I don't know when the peanut gun became a thing.
Well, probably in the stretch when you didn't play.
I know, but is that not weird that you can, like, when I was very little, that's when Donkey Kong came out. And now, like, as an adult, Donkey Kong is still releasing, but with some changes. The characters are different, you know?
Well, that all has to do with Japanese markets being better integrated with American markets now. Like, translation and other types of things are a little bit more streamlined.
It's almost kind of sad, really. I sort of like the era when Nintendo of America had their own lore and their separate way of, like, handling the IP. They were close, but not exactly spot on.
You mean like those old, cheap cartoons for Mario Brothers?
Yes, exactly, and the Legend of Zelda cartoon, very famously stupid.
Those were better times, were they?
Frickin' better times, yes, because it was just people trying to make that IP into something that would work in America. They didn't know. They didn't know it was already good without their input. That's how we got Power Rangers, yes. Yeah, see? That's how we got Power Rangers. People in America were just like, what do we do with this? This is foreign, this is dumb. And they made something amazing out of it.
You know, I feel like more often than not, that strategy probably fails.
I don't know, I think Transformers was the same thing, because those toys were not originally designed to be what they became.
You know, I wonder if the internet has actually killed the ability to do that as much now. Because now you'd see toys like that, or a show about those toys, and then people in Japan would be like, oh yeah, over here in Japan, those are just such and such toys.
Yeah, world's getting smaller. Stop touching our bubble, Japan guys. Let us live in blissful ignorance and assume that the dumb things that we invented about your intellectual property is the actual original thing. But no, on this subject, one thing that always killed me was like the old Sonic cartoons, was how they had one cartoon that was really serious and everyone was worried about being turned into robots, and then they had another cartoon where Sonic ate chili dogs and it was like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, and the Bugs Bunny Sonic was the one that became canon.
Yes, and there was nowhere to go with it, so now, years later, it's sort of just an empty IP.
What would they have even done if they kept things gritty and serious, yes?
I don't know. I mean, like, there would have been some kind of story and some structure to build around at least.
The Mega Man series, I think, got kind of serious for a while.
Did you actually follow any of that? Because I never did. All I knew was that Mega Man was a little blue guy and you absorbed the powers from the bosses, and then I stopped playing around when Super Nintendo was a thing.
Well, that's about when it started to get more gritty. Kinda.
See, no idea.
Well, those games went on for a little bit longer. Probably longer than Sonic did.
No, it isn't. Sonic is still releasing material. Terrible material, yes, but still material.
I mean, if you're staying afloat and releasing, like, awful material that everyone laughs at, is that really better than just being put to bed quietly?
Yes. From a business perspective, yes.
Is it, though?
Yes.
But is it, though?
Yes, stop asking!
I mean, are you going somewhere with this line, Taylor, or what?
No, I don't know. I just feel like Sonic, it's an old IP. Man, it's been, that got started back 30 years ago, maybe longer?
I don't know the publication of the first, like, Donkey Kong or Mario. I guess you'd have to go all the way back to the first Mario game.
For Donkey Kong, yeah. For Mega Man, I don't know.
Should we look it up?
Nah, I don't really care.
Well, anyway, I think if it proves anything, it's really that cartoon characters are evergreen, you know? Like, they never really die, you just kind of reimagine them, and they change with the times a little bit, and decades later, they're still selling copies of whatever they sell.
Not TV shows, though.
No, the TV shows were terrible, and it seems like Nintendo doesn't want to go back and do that again. I might be wrong.
I heard rumors they might try another Super Mario movie, yes.
Oh, those have gotta just be rumors. There's no way they could shake the bad stigma from the last Mario movie.
Yeah, being legendarily bad is a pretty amazing legacy.
Yeah, man. Nintendo must have been so upset that movie was so bad that they will never ever be able to make another one as long as people who saw the first one still live.
And they couldn't even make a career out of it like Tommy Wiseau did.
Tommy Wiseau.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Is it Leviosa? Leviosa. You know what? The Oni animation about that has ruined that for me.
Are we hardcore nostalgia tripping right now, yes? Should we bring up that the kids in the Harry Potter grew up with us, yes?
Emma Watson goes to the UN now as the feminist ambassador. She goes to the UN and she says this is what women want. Warmer blankets. Higher thermostat. It gets cold.
I would like an afternoon nap.
Siesta. Worldwide.
Deeper pockets, yes.
Yeah, optional, you know.
That is kind of a trip, though, isn't it? The idea that there's just an ambassador for women at the UN. Like, a lady that represents fully half the population.
I mean, I feel like if she pushed for things like warmer blankets and softer blankets and siestas, that's things that a lot of people would agree that they want.
I mean, yeah, but that's not what the UN is about. I think that she's supposed to come forward and say, like, oh, these stats show that women need improvements.
More fat people in magazines.
I think that if you were gonna try and do something like that and be pragmatic about it, you'd have to ask each nation with its own culture to bring a woman forward who represents the interests of women in that culture. Because everyone's gonna have a different opinion about what it means to be a woman in their culture.
They're just gonna ask for medicine and healthcare and stuff, yes.
Yeah, I mean, in nations where that matters.
Which is most nations. That's all the nations, yes.
I don't know. I kind of wish that Emma would just, like, embrace stereotypes and just make demands that were, like, stereotypically very womanly. And then we also had, like, a male ambassador who got up there and he was like, I demand meat and monster trucks, and every Saturday I want to go skeet shooting with the boys.
What exactly is skeet?
I don't know, it's something that the boys do. It's something only men do. And he would demand that, and then Emma would be like, no, I want the male ambassador to stay home this Saturday and help me knit socks. And then every single UN meeting would just be Emma arguing with the male ambassador about what they're gonna do that weekend.
Whose turn is it to take out the garbage?
Yeah, just like, it becomes an episode of I Love Lucy. You just turn into every episode and it's a sitcom.
Sometimes they realize that they love each other and they're a team, and that's the feel-good message at the end of the story.
It would be beautiful. People would love it. And I don't know what would get done, but I don't know anything about the woman ambassador thing. I may be I might be really underselling this.
That is the risk that we take for logging onto the internet every week and providing a dumb opinion about something.
Yeah, man. I don't know how... Gosh, why did we get into a situation where people feel like authorities just because there's lots of viewership every week? I don't know.
You are one to talk.
What, me? I don't know anything.
Oh yeah, sure, you just make assertions left and right all the time with the utmost confidence.
Well, 'cause I gotta, just say things. And we have to be rolling. If I'm really uncertain, I'm just like, yeah, I think this, but I'm not actually sure. I don't know. That's boring.
Whatever. You honestly believe the stuff that you say.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't make me right.
What kind of tautological ass backwards statement is that? Who doesn't believe what they believe, Taylor? Yes.
Well, I mean, it's represented as truth to the audience.
But yeah, that's because you believe it's truth, yes.
Well, if you feel like you have a responsibility to share that information, then maybe you should do research and figure out both sides and the nuances.
Man, who has got time for that? You want me to read a book?
Yes.
A non-fiction book?
Yes, I would like you to read a non-fiction book and then report your findings to the YouTube.
Okay, but if I read a book that's from one author and I only get that one author's opinion, I've gotta spend a whole ton of time reading multiple books by different authors with different opinions.
Okay, alright. How about this? Just never be political.
How are we supposed to do that? Yes.
I don't know, live on the moon, in total isolation.
You know what, one time I really did read an entire book about a political subject, and then someone contradicted me, and their arguments were really good, and I didn't have a rebuttal.
Just live on the moon, Ray.
Well, how am I supposed to figure out which one of us is gonna live on the moon? Alright, we have to work out the politics of who gets to go on the moon, and you said no politics, so you've doomed us all.
Kill Taylor, yes!
Do the Bastille, down with Taylor.
Gosh dang it. No, I'm not your leader.
So what you're saying is let us eat cake.
No! You're feral animals. Get away.
Oh man, though, that book story is true. Like, man, imagine how humiliating to read a fairly large book about a subject and then talk to someone else who is also in the know about another subject and then just have no info on the stuff that they were talking about.
Well, this is why we have scholars and degrees.
Most of those 4-year degrees are just spent screwing around on general credit, though.
Yeah, but I mean, the other 2 years, the last 2 years are full of information.
You know what it made me feel like? It made me feel like one of those people who goes to a foreign country for a little while and then comes back to their home country and tries to tell everyone about the foreign country. Like, did you know that in France, the bread is called baguette? And then, it turns out the person you're telling this stuff to is a natural-born French person, and you are so stupid-looking.
To be fair, you must have read a pretty terrible book if it didn't give you both sides of the arguments.
Well, it was really more like there was just a lot more breadth and depth to the subject that the book didn't go into. It was a very, superficial skimming.
Well, for a whole book, that's bad.
But if I reposted snippets of it on Facebook, people would have reblogged me.
Yes, but what kind of monster would do that, Ray?
I don't know. Anyway, that'll be it for today. Thanks for playing with us, everybody. We're just trying to carve out our little slice of the internet, so your support on Patreon is really appreciated. If you want to read a comic about us, there's a link to one in the description, and otherwise, you guys have a great day.